everyone. Thank you so much for joining today. I hope everyone had a great break from the holidays and is staying warm. And we're going to just do somewhat of a stretching warm out series today to just calm the minds and bodies. So if you would go ahead and get into Shavasana, laying flat on your backs. Your mats will get started. Just letting go of any thoughts that don't serve you for the next 30 minutes. Anger, fear, anxiety, stress. Just being part of the only moment that you can control, which is right here, where your body is right now, not anything in the future, things you need to do. Noticing how your body feels on the mat, if you're holding anything tight to the shoulders, the low back, face. Trying to release that tension. And bring awareness to your breath. Making it your goal to focus just on the breath, nothing else. How your body feels on the inhale and then the exhale. And on your next inhale, take a nice deep breath in, filling the bellies and lungs completely with air. Pause at the top of the breath. And then slowly exhale everything out, taking the belly buttons all the way to the spine. On our next breath, we'll take a counted breath, inhaling slowly for 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause at the top of the breath. And then as slowly as possible, exhale everything out. And take one more counted breath at your own pace, inhaling slowly for 6, maybe even slower than before. Pausing at the top of the breath. And exhaling as slowly as possible. And then gently, maybe even without opening your eyes, we're going to make our legs into the number 4 by crossing the right ankle over the left thigh and interlace the fingers behind the left thigh, pulling the legs in towards the chest and gently rocking left and right, massaging the low back. And making adjustments, pulling the leg in closer to you and further away. And releasing the legs. Bring that left ankle over the right. And interlacing the fingers behind the right thigh. Chest and draw the arms down long behind the back. Take a nice deep breath in. Open the mouth and sigh. Staying here, releasing the hands, extend through the fingers, and even taking that top foot and stepping it to the mat behind you. Opening up through the chest. Side, we'll do the same thing again. Interlacing the fingers behind the back, open up through the chest and draw the arms long down behind you. Take a nice deep breath in. Open the mouth and sigh. And then releasing the fingers, stretching the hands out nice and long, and take that top right leg, the foot behind you, peeling the legs open. Hand to the mat, pressing yourself up slowly, coming into a seated position. Making sure the sits bones are on the mat, maybe even lifting the lower body, gently placing it back down. Keep the shoulders down and back and the chest lifted towards the ceiling. Chin is down just slightly. Take a moment here, placing the palms on the mat. Lifting the chest. Very slowly, we're going to start to inhale the right arm, keeping the palm flexed. And 90 to the arm. Pressing to the palm. Tilt the head towards the opposite shoulder. Exhale, rotate the fingertips down, lengthening through the arm. Same on the opposite side. Slowly lift, keeping the hand at a 90. And when it's parallel to the sidewalk, pressing into the palm, lengthening through the arm until the head towards the opposite shoulder. And on the exhale, rotate the fingertips down, lengthen again through the arm. And lower that hand down to the mat. Now we're going to bring both hands up in front of you, pressing the palms away, keeping the chest lifted up through the arms. Exhale, rotate the fingertips down. Interlace the fingers here, turn and gaze over the left shoulder to bring the chin up. Exhale, chin to shoulder. Bring the gaze back through center and over the opposite shoulder to bring the chin up. Exhale, chin to shoulder. Bring your gaze back to center. Inhale, bring your arms all the way up. Keep the chest lifted and the shoulders down and back so the shoulders aren't up by the ears. Down, lifted through the fingers. Exhale, fold forward. sink into the low back, keeping the sits bones on the mat. Stay here for one more breath, elongating through the spine, and on the exhale, fold. Inhale, coming up slowly, rounding to the back, bringing the shoulders up to the ears, and then dropping down through the back, keeping the chest lifted. We're going to inhale up the right arm, placing the palm right at the back of the head. I'm going to take that right elbow pointed towards the back of the room and take your gaze over. Feeling that open through the chest and shoulders. Slowly come back to center. Place that hand down to the mat. Same on the opposite side. Inhale, bring the left arm up. Planting it right behind the head. And I'm going to open up through the chest. Turning towards the back of the room, gazing towards the elbow. Slowly come back to center. Take the legs out long in front of us. Just getting your legs awake. We're going to flex the toes back towards your body. And on the exhale, point the toes away from you. Back to neutral. We'll do hip openers here. So holding your foot with both hands or even cradling it with the elbow. Just making nice big hip circles. Ground through the sits bones, shoulders down and back. Bounce up the knees. And then again, opposite leg. Same thing. Guide the leg through hip circles. Lowering that leg down. Grounding again. Shoulders. Take them up to the ears and down the back. Bounce out the knees. Lift through the chest. Really extending the sits bones. Grounding them into the mat. And lifting through the chest. Not the shoulders, but the chest. You can even place the palms down into the mat. Just to ground yourself here. Inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, fold forward towards the feet. Inhale again here, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, fold further into the bend. Inhale up slowly. Shrug the shoulders up to the ears and down the back again. We're coming up into tabletop from here. We're going to arch the back, drop the head, tuck the chin, coming into cat pose. Pressing the mat away from you and really open through the shoulders. And on the exhale, reverse it, drop the tummies. Shoulders come down and back, chest lifted. And again, exhale, round up. Inhale, cow. One more time, each way, exhale.
top of the mat. Forehead resting on the mat, gently rocking left and right. Massaging the top of the head. Inhale, come up onto the top of the head and the forearms. Exhale down to the top of the head. Take the fingertips out long again. Stretch through the shoulders. On the exhale, take the hands back towards the heels. And just grab the heels with the hands. Pull back. And then release the arms, letting them hang heavy and lower down to the mat. Inhale, coming back up slowly into tabletop. Pull the toes under. We're going to gently come up onto our sits bones and the heels, pressing the sits bones into the tops. Or to the back of the heels, actually. Just feeling that stretch through the toes and foot. Come back into tabletop from here and just tap out the tops of the knees. And then we're going to take the right hand and rotate the fingers to the outside of the mat and then back towards the knee. Sink back slightly into the hips and lift the palm off of the mat. Just slightly and bend in the elbow. Release the hands from the fingertips to the top of the mat. Same on the left. Turn the fingers back towards the knee. And then sink into the arm. With a slight bend in the elbow. Bring the palm off of the mat. Release and take the fingertips forward. Come up onto all fours. Inhale up the right arm, opening up through the chest. And then on the exhale, thread the right arm through, coming in to thread the needle. Down onto the right shoulder, right temple. Inhale up the left arm. Reach. And then exhale, taking a bind. Bring that right hand behind the hips, stack through the shoulders. And if you want, you can take that left or the right foot out. Placing your toes on the mat or lifting the leg, flexing the foot. Gently lower the leg down, hand down, pressing back up into neutral. And the same on the opposite side. Inhale up the left arm, opening up through the chest. And then thread through, down onto the left shoulder, left temple. Inhale up the right arm. Exhale, take a bind. Bring that right arm behind the hips, stack through the shoulders. And take the right leg out long behind you, foot flexed. Or again, you can rest the toes on the mat. Gently bring that leg down, hand out, pressing back up into neutral. We're going to take the right arm out long, gazes down, heads in line with the spine, and the right leg is going to also come out long. Focus on the stretch here. Taking the hand as far as you can forward and the heel back as far as possible. Lower just the right leg and raise the left leg. Press into the heel. Again, extending through the fingers and the heel. Keeping the head in line with the spine. Lower just the right hand. Raise the left. Can we sink a little deeper into the heel and extend through the fingers. Now lower just the left leg and raise the right. Slowly lower the right leg and the left hand. We're going to walk the palms one step forward on the mat, hinging at the hips, lower all the way down. And roll the shoulders up to the ears and then down the back. Inhale up into mini cobra to wake up the low back. Exhale back down. Inhale up into full cobra this time. Palms should press right into the mat. Shoulders should roll back. Chest lifted. Gaze forward. Exhale down slowly. Inhale up into full cobra again. This time on the exhale, we're going to take the left arm, thread it right underneath the right, keeping this lower body flat on the mat. And we're just going to turn and take the right arm straight up to the ceiling. Almost feels like your arms are in an L shape. And then lower that right hand down to the mat. Press back up into full cobra. And then on the exhale, left arm comes underneath. Sorry, right arm comes underneath the left. Reaches up towards the ceiling. Keeping the hips flat on the mat. Exhale, bring the left hand down to the mat. Last time, press up into full cobra. Exhale, child's pose. When you're ready, curl your toes under and come into downward facing dog. Pedaling out the feet. Pressing back into the heels. We're going to inhale up the right arm, or the right leg. Pressing through the foot, extending. And then step that back leg forward between the hands. I'm going to come up into crescent lunge, so staying nice and high. Extend through the back leg, keeping it nice and straight. And turning the front leg, the thigh externally or internally to the body to keep the knees in line with the toes while you're here. While we're sinking into this stretch, let's take the arms behind us, interlace the fingers, open up through the chest. Slightly tip the head back. Exhale, take the nose to the knee. Release the hands from here. I'm going to bring the right hand, place it right flat on the back. Bring the left arm forward. And on the exhale, elbow over the knee, twist. Stacking through the shoulders. You can open the palms. You can bring the hands to heart center. Then bring the hands down to frame the foot. Lower down onto the back knee, flip the back toes out. Heel toe that right foot to the edge of the mat. I'm going to stay right here in lizard pose. You can keep your foot planted or roll to the outside edge. You can also stay in long arms or come down onto your forearm. rotate it back so it lands on the mat, and the right foot is going to come to the inside of the left thigh. Left hand to left foot, and reach overhead with the right arm. Keeping the shoulders stacked. One more breath here. Inhale, bring the hands back to the top of the mat and come into downward facing dog, paddling out the feet. We'll do that same thing on the left. Inhale up the left leg. Reaching through the toes. And then exhale, bring that back foot forward. Staying high in crescent lunge here. Extending through the back heel. Making nice straight lines with the legs. And bring the hands behind you, interlace the fingers, open up through the chest. Slight tip of the head. And then exhale, bring the nose to the knee. Releasing the hands, keep the left hand behind the back, and the right elbow is going to come over the left knee. Twist, stacking through the shoulders. You can open the palms or bring the hands to heart center. Slowly bring the hands down to frame the foot. Lower down onto the back knee, flip the back toe out. Heel toe that left foot to the edge of the mat. And bringing long arms, you can stay right here in lizard pose. Roll to the outside edge of the foot and come down onto the forearms. Into long arms, heel toe that left foot over to the right wrist. Coming in the pigeon again, keep that back leg rotated internally so the whole top half of the body is facing forward. Slowly roll back onto this right hip, left foot to the inside, right hand to right foot, and reach up overhead. Slowly come back to seated from here. I'm going to place the hands right on the mat. I'm going to start to plant the right foot. Come up onto the knee, and then lift the right leg. Bring the hands over to frame that left foot. I'm going to plant the right foot down for a bit, and then we're going to lift the toes and point the toes back towards you. Planting that right foot, walk the hands over to frame the right foot this time, and we'll do the same on the left. Plant the left toes, feel the stretch through the legs, and then lift the toes, flex them back towards you. Walk the hands to the center of the mat. heel toe the feet in just a little bit. Turn the toes out. Come into Buddha squat. Hands to heart center. And when we inhale, we're going to press the palms down and use the elbows to push open through the knees. And then on the exhale, we'll bring the palms back up. Drop the knees into center. Inhale, press open. Exhale, release. Inhale, press open. Exhale, release. Place the palms on the mat. You can come into crow pose if you want, or stay and continue Buddha squat. If you're coming into crow pose, knees come into the upper arms. Lifting the feet off the mat for as long as you like. And when you're ready, coming back to Buddha squat, hands to heart center. One nice long breath here. Gently place the palms on the mat. Take the hips straight up to the ceiling, heel toe the feet in. And just hang, letting the head hang heavy. Really slowly work the feet back in. We're going to take the two peace fingers, grab the big toe, cap it with the thumb, and on the exhale, pulling the chest down towards the thighs, letting the head hang heavy. Inhale, take the hips up, release the hands from the feet, and grab opposite biceps. And just hang, letting the head hang heavy. Maybe swaying the arms left and right. Gently shaking the head, no. I will not have negative thoughts or negative speech. I'm shaking the head, yes. I will have positive thoughts and positive speech. Lower the hands down to the mat, heel toe the feet in hip distance. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward, bend the knees. Sweep the arms all the way up. Palms make hands come to heart center. Shoulders should be down and back, chest lifted. Just pausing and finding mountain pose for a moment. Planting the balls of the feet and the heels into the mat. Rotating the inner thighs towards the back of the room. Shoulders are down and back, chest lifted. Belly buttons into the spine. From here, we're going to just take the left hand, place it right behind the back, palm out. I'm going to inhale up the right arm and reach up overhead, bending the whole body towards the right. Inhale, come back to center and reverse it. Take the right hand behind the back. Left reaches over. Sinking into the left side of the body. Inhale, coming back to center. Bring both hands to heart center. Inhale the arms all the way up. Reverse one, dive forward fold. Inhale up, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Bend the knees. Take the right leg back, left, and the vinyasa.
the whole body forward and lower all the way down to the mat. Take the arms long behind you, palms down. And when you're ready, we're going to come up into locust pose, resting on the center of the body. You can either lift the arms or interlace the fingers, using it to help you pull the body and chest open. Breathing here. Releasing everything down to the mat. Windshield wiper the legs, left and right. Lowering the legs down to the mat, bring the hands right underneath the shoulders. Press all the way back into child's pose. Taking the knees wide, sink into the low back. Stretch nice and long through the arms. And then bring the hands back to the heels. Lowering the arms down, bring the palms again right underneath the shoulders. Slowly lift the upper body, bring the legs together and through. Sitting, we will lower down onto our mats and set up bridge pose. Making sure your fingertips can touch your heels. When you're ready, lift the sits bones right off the mat. Interlacing the fingers underneath the back, roll the shoulders under. See if you can lift the tummies a little higher. And releasing through the shoulders, lower down one vertebrae at a time. Tapping the hips 3 times at the bottom to release negative energy. And then coming into happy baby, grabbing the insides of the feet and driving the knees down on either side of the chest and gently rocking left and right. Releasing the hands from the feet. Take the feet straight up to the ceiling. Flexing the feet as if they were pressed onto the ceiling. You can use a pillow or block below the low back, or even your hands coming into reverse shoulder stand if it's part of your practice today. Lowering down slowly and planting the feet on the mat. Heel toeing the feet out to the edges of the mat, keeping the left foot planted. Drop the right knee into center.
leg swelling to the left. Take your gaze to the right. Slowly bringing the legs back to center, reversing them left over right. And both legs falling to the right. Take your gaze to the left, keeping the shoulders planted on the mat. Recline butterfly, feet together, knees rolled apart. Allowing the legs to fall heavy. Bringing your chin down slightly. Roll the shoulders under. Palms up. With each exhale, allowing the body, especially the legs and hips, to release and relax so the legs fall further onto the mat. Feet planted for just a moment. And coming into your final Shavasana, feet to the corners of the mat, letting them fall open. Keeping the chin down slightly and allowing everything to fall loose and completely relaxed onto the mat. If your mind starts to wander, let whatever thoughts pass by and bring your awareness back to a counted breath or touching your thumb to each one of your fingers.
Gently bringing your awareness back to your mat. Be wiggling your toes, touching your thumb to each one of your fingers, and taking a full body stretch like you do first thing in the morning. And when you're ready, gently rolling onto your right side in fetal position. The reading for today. Are you willing to be here in constant pain any longer? Are you willing to be suffering endlessly and needlessly through distressing situations, worrying, fussing, and fretting about things you can do nothing about? We don't have to be. We're here to feel joy and absorb all of life's beauty that we can. If pain comes, let it pass quickly through and move on to joy. It's a conscious choice. Gently using your left hand to push yourself into seated position. Hands to heart center. And we'll take 2 healing, energy-sending breaths. On our first breath, seeing someone in our mind's eye who needs a healing energy. Inhaling that person into your heart and showering them with beautiful golden light. And on our next breath, we'll take our own. The light in me sees and honors the light in each one of you. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. Namaste. I hope you all have a great rest of your weekend and a good week ahead, and I'll see you next week. Thanks so much for joining.